Yes, woman of God, on the respect. Nowadays, we look at respect as looking at the old school thing with, a woman is supposed to be seen, not heard type thing or whatever. But it's not even about that. Respect means letting the man lead. It's a hand-in-hand thing. The saying, a family that prays together stays together, is so true. Prayer connects you in a way that you would have no idea. You think that sex connects and brings you. Yes, physically it does. But prayer with your husband on a regular basis really binds you together and gives you a strength and a harmony like you've never seen. Even if every night before you get too tired, when you know you're going to get too tired to pray, to take time out to pray. Of course, have your own separate prayer lives set aside. You need that. But take time to pray with your husband and with your kids. I'm telling you, you will see gifts begin to manifest within your kids. Within, you will see you and your husband harmoniously just getting together. I mean, even after you feel like there was an argument, kill that flesh, babe. Let's pray. Don't be all, I don't want to pray. You're going to ask me to pray after I'm mad at you. I'm telling you, the enemy will be so mad. Kill that flesh. Let's pray. And when you begin to pray for each other, take turns praying for each other. Okay, we're going to pray. You pray for me and I'll pray for you. And when you begin to hear the things that will come out of each other's spirit in reference to each other, and it is a bringing and a bonding and a binding together that will just be awesome. And respecting. And even if you're in front, say for instance your husband, and I'm not just getting on you ladies, because it's some things, of course vice versa, that information can be shared about, but I'm speaking to my ladies because it's really hard for us. A lot of us have grown up without fathers in our lives. A lot of us have had a lot of bad relationships, and we kind of tend to, a lot of the root of our issues kind of come out in our relationships, and we have to learn how to contain ourselves. We have to learn what respect, really is, and we have to remain prayerful, woman of God. We have to pray. We can't keep our eyes, on petty situations, because then we let our emotions, control us. We have to really contain our emotions, and we have to really, no, this is not just our husband or somebody we just been with for 30 years or 20 years or 5 years or 3 years or 2 years or 1 year or 6 months. This is a gift from God that he has given us. This is a reflection of God's love for us. This is, God's child. Yeah, it's your husband, but this is God's child. Don't say nothing to your husband that you wouldn't say to your pastor. Because first of all, he is your husband. He is your head. He is your house priest. He is the one that loves you. He's the one that cares for you. And some of you may feel like, you don't know what my husband does. Now, that's something you need to pray about. And that's something you should overlook before you even get married. But just so happen that you get married and you're having those issues and you feel like, wow, my husband don't respect me. Prayer. If you feel as though it's things that your husband is not doing that you feel like he should be absolutely doing, and it makes you feel like, oh, I can't respect you. I don't feel like you give me the love or the attention that I need, so I can't respect you. And that's why I say anything I want out of my mouth to you. You really need to pray. God knows that man, and God made that man, and two wrongs don't make a right. And sometimes, the woman sets the tone for things. You have to pray. You will see God turn things around drastically. And even over time, if you keep praying and having faith and love will, I'm telling you, love and kindness will turn the evilest person's, thoughts and everything around. You just have to be patient. You have to be kind. You have to respect. If you're in front of a group of people and your husband says something that was, kind of all for. When I was like, no, it was up the street, like, no, honey, yeah, what are you talking about? Just like he said, or just like she said. No, you just, I'm not saying just let him be wrong all the time. If they say, no, honey, that was it. But, if it's, something that, is crazy, like, or somebody coming up to, yeah, because I didn't like the way that your handled that. Yeah, he shouldn't have handled that like that. I'm going to talk to him. Well, I don't quite know the situation or all saw the situation. Why don't we all talk together? Never, like, throw your husband or whatever under the bus, like, yeah, he shouldn't have did that. I don't know what was up with him or this and the other. When you get in the privacy of your home, honey, that was a little crazy, and I mean just the way that you talk. We want to be treated like delicate flowers or whatever. Then we can't be coming at him like Bonquisha, just the way we have to. And I know some of them is like, no, it's hard, you just don't understand. No, as godly woman, I'm talking to you. As godly women, we have to pray. We have to kill this flesh, okay? Because if we can't deal with our husbands, how are you going to deal with people within ministry? How are you going to deal? It's our job as women of God to deal with people that have the most nastiest attitudes, for people who have lied on us, for people who have betrayed us, for people who have misunderstood us. We have to have the attitude that it's not what you do to me, it's what I do to you. And that first has to start in your home. You can't be laying your husband out, rolling your eyes, going to bed talking about don't touch me, withholding from sex and all that other stuff. Come on now. As women of God, we have to pray. We have to put this flesh under subjection. We have to pray that God will continue to make us into the godly woman that he will have. Just like you had faith enough for that car. Just like you had faith enough for that house. Just like you have faith enough for other people. You have to have faith enough that God will restore your marriage. You have to have faith enough that whatever you're praying, whatever changes that you're praying for within your marriage, that God will totally do it without a shadow of a doubt. Because first you have to know he put this thing together. And if you feel like, wow, I really made a mistake, I really felt like, God, I really chose this person, and now we're here, but we're gonna do what we do best because we're both willing, to try. God can make a testimony out of it. Prayer can change things around like you have never believed. When my husband and I first met and we, first started, courting, and it just seems like we were just here, just clashing. Our personalities, we were both strong-minded, and God had to teach me how to be more humble, and God had to teach him how to be more softer. But the things that are in him is what I needed, and what was in me is what he needed. So, when God said that he found a wife suitable for Adam, suitable in Greek is opposite. So, while we're looking for people and you're mad at your husband and, you're just mad at one little stupid thing that he did, and you're like, I don't even know, we're not even compatible, and he likes to do this and I like to do that, but but you're opposites. Why do you say opposites attract? If you both have the same weaknesses, how can you help each other? Thank God for what you have. Just look at your husband and kiss him right now. Like, honey, oh my goodness. Think back to when you were single. Think back to, look and concentrate on all the wonderful times that you shared. Think about what his language of love is. You may feel like you're not getting the love that you should. Maybe your husband is the one where he shows his love by paying all the bills. Maybe he shows his love by staying home and doing things with you, but you want the type of love where he buys you stuff or he gives you flowers. Don't let television distort your view on how your husband is. Don't let other people's relationship distort your view on what your husband should do. Oh, her husband took her, here or there, or could afford to take her here or there. You don't beat your husband up like that. It can be sexy and romantic, putting a blanket out in the middle of your living room and cooking a dinner, by candlelight. Don't go off of other relationships because they could be going through hell, behind closed doors. Make things work with you. Don't look and determine your relationship by another person's relationship. Oh, they do this and they do that, and they always take pictures together. Why don't you take pictures, with me? Your husband may not be that photogenic guy that wants to do that. But I'll be right back.